Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name's CJ, and today I'm going to be reviewing and demoing this Ace Beaute. I Google translated it, and that's what it says, okay? Ace Beaute. Like booty, but Beaute. That's what the Google said. And it's the Vintage Dawn palette. I got this in my Boxycharm like literally yesterday. But anyway, so this is what the palette looks like. I think it is beautiful. And I said this in my Boxycharm unboxing. I love the colors in this, and I know it has like a bunch of people like bitching like nowadays, which I understand. Like, you know, palettes that are like super basic, but they have like a pop of blue, so then they think it's like this exotic, new, fancy. That's not a thing. It has a pop of blue. But like, even if you covered the blue in here, like these colors are so vibrant. Like this Horizon color, I literally put it on my hand yesterday. It looks like Cheeto dust. So just like, I don't think they're completely relying on the blue to like carry the palette. I think the blues are there for a reason. Maybe that's just me, I don't know. But we're gonna get into it. We're gonna talk about how these apply. I have used an Ace Beaute palette before. The quality was great. I loved the colors. Honestly, it was like a berry toned palette. But it was just one of those eyeshadow palettes that I'd gotten before I was doing YouTube videos, and so it wasn't really like a work friendly palette, if that makes any sense. Like, you know what I mean? It wasn't something that I could do anything super neutral with. Same here. There's not even a freaking transition color in here for me, so this is going to be interesting, but I'm very excited. So we're just going to hop into it, and I'm going to let you know what I think, and we're going to come up with the look. And obviously I already have my base on, just because you don't need to see that. I'll put a video up of me doing my base for you if you want it, but it's nothing fancy. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to start. So this palette, the one thing I'm scared of is that it really doesn't have like any like basic transition shades, but that's fine. I think that's cool. So I'm going to go into first. Okay, I'm going to like just put this up and then like circle it so I don't have to keep doing that. I'm going to go into Daybreak first, which is this gorgeous yellow. And I'm not going to swatch any of these. I mean, I don't know. No one's watching my videos yet. Like, you know what I mean? Or not. Some people are watching. Like, there's like a few views. I'm still not sure how the thing works. I feel like maybe they're my views. I don't know. But no one has told me whether or not they like swatches or not. So, I don't know. But okay, first I'm going to go into Daybreak, which is this yellow color, and I'm going to use that. Okay, that's pigmented off the back. And I will say yellows are, I haven't really used like a ton of yellows in my day. The only one I've actually actively used is the yellow from the Kathleen Lights So Jaded palette. I love that one. But this one's pretty. I like this one. And this one's like vibrant as well. Okay, and so the next shade I'm going to go into is Horizon, which is the Cheeto Dust colored orange shade. I'm going to put that just in the crease a little bit lower than the yellow. And as I do that, I'm going to tell you what my day has been like today, because it's been interesting. And you can skip ahead, you know, I'll put a timestamp of when I'm done talking on the screen in case you don't care, because I understand. But anyway, so last night, LSU, which is a football team, was in the national championship. And I don't know if you've seen any of my other videos. Also, holy shit, this orange is incredible. I don't know if you've seen any of my other videos, but I'm from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. So that's where LSU is based. I graduated from LSU. And I'm not super into football. Like, I know how to watch it. Like, I understand all the rules and everything. Like, I get it. But I don't really like actively watch it unless like it's something big going on, because other than that, I just don't really like, I need something to get competitive about. And if it's just like a normal game, I'm just not that intrigued, you know what I mean? So anyway, last night was the national championship, and so I'm sure, I don't know if any of you are like into football, but this season has been incredible. We have had no losses, And spoiler alert, even after yesterday, we have no losses. But anyway, like this is our second or third year with this new coach who I freaking love. He's like so Cajun, like you can't understand a damn word he says. It's so cute. But anyway, so it's him and then this quarterback, Joe Burrow, who's beautiful and I love him and I want to marry him. Even though I have a boyfriend who I love very much, Joe Burrow, hit me up. So football this season has been lit. I'm gonna go there. I don't even care. So we've had no losses, and I mean, Baton Rouge is a very, very football heavy town. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do, just while I talk, I'm trying to decide what I want to do. I really want to go into this green shade, but the last eyeshadow review I did, I used a green shade, so now I'm kind of thinking maybe I should do blue, like blue and orange. Those usually look pretty together, so that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna go into Sky, and I am going to build that on my outer crease while I speak. So I'm gonna use this brush. It's by Luxie. It's a 213 eye shading brush, and I'm gonna just start to build up my outer V. So anyway, as I was saying, yesterday we were in the national championship, and our town's always been very, very football heavy. That's just how it is. Like growing up, you know, if LSU lost, we would all know to be nice to my dad the next day. Like it was just, you know, stuff like that. So last night was the national championship, as like I've said a bajillion and 5 times now. And we went to my boyfriend's parents' house to watch it. They got a bunch of food. They like ordered out from Hooters, and it was great. It was a fun time. But anyway, so Zach drove there and back, but we took my car just because my car is bigger, and we were taking our puppy with us. So he drove and we took my car, and this morning I woke up and had completely gotten ready for work. I mean, I was dressed, had the dogs up, everything. I was going, like I was leaving. And then I can't find my keys. And I'm like, okay. I rarely can find my keys like in the first place that I look. So usually I have to like look a little bit, but I looked for 30 minutes. Okay. And I live like 5 minutes from my job, right? So me looking 30 minutes has me already 25 minutes late for work. So then I'm starting to freak out, and I can't find my keys. And I had just gotten it like into it with my boss because he wouldn't let me take a day off last week after I'd planned it with everyone else. But he was like, no, you're too important. I need you here. And I'm like, well, I'm allowed sick days. But anyway, I'm not gonna even get into that. I'm not gonna talk about it. But anyway, so long story short, it is now like 1 o'clock and I still have not found my keys, and I've been looking. I have. So yeah. And at some point I was just like, look, man, this is what's going on. I don't know. And Zach doesn't get off work till 1 o'clock. He had already like long gone to work when I started like panicking. And his job is not one you can like leave if need be, you know? So yeah, so I'm just kind of stranded here, and I'm absolutely hating it. Not really, I love it. I feel like it's kind of karma for the day off I tried to get last week and could not achieve. So these are blending very well. I'm getting a little bit of patchiness right here on that blue shade, but I will say they're blending freaking beautiful. I love that yellow shade. That yellow and that orange are gorgeous. Okay, I like how that looks, but I do kind of miss some of that orange and yellow that I lost just by packing that on. So I'm going to go ahead and dip into the orange with that same brush that I used earlier with it, and just kind of use that to diffuse the edges of the blue. I will say, as I'm mixing this yellow and this blue together, which makes sense, you know, because of like the color science, it is kind of starting to turn into this cactus shade. So I might actually dip into this just to like kind of make it seem more blended than it actually is, because I will say I'm experiencing a little bit of patchiness with that blue, but I mean, it's nothing bad. And then I'm going to take this Bespoke brush and dip back into that Orange Horizon shade and just add that a little bit as well. I like how that looks. The blue obviously got blended out, you know, because that's what happens in life. So I'm going to take a little bit smaller of a packer brush and go into that blue shade again and kind of start to build it up. I would say this blue is a little bit difficult to blend. I'm kind of seeing, like, it's very easy to pack on and get some pigment out of it, but I am kind of having a little bit of difficulty blending it, which I might actually go into one of these like brown shades and use that to kind of maybe diffuse the situation. Okay, so now that I have that blue on pretty much where I like it, I might add onto it a little bit more later. I'm going to go into Fade, which is a cool toned dark brown, and I'm going to use that to like really deepen out that outer corner. And I'm just going to go back in with the same Moda Pro brush and kind of blend that blue color into that brown. Okay, I really like that. I like how that looks, actually. I like that how that looks a lot. The orange and the blue right here aren't blending out as well as I would like them to be. So maybe I'm going to add a little bit of this yellow. No, I'm going to dip into the orange and the yellow just a little bit. And if you're wondering, like, why, okay, because obviously my crease is like down here and I'm going way above it, obviously, like with this color, which is, you know, most people kind of like use their crease as like a stopping line. Well, I can't really do that because if I did that, I could only fit maybe one shade on my eyelid. So that's why I'm kind of going above my crease. And I'm sure you understand. Okay, so I like how this looks. It's a little unblended, but for now, I'm not too terribly worried about it just because I want to get like the I guess I don't have my lid color on and stuff like that. I feel like that's going to change up a little bit. So I'm trying to decide. I think I'm going to go into Golden Hour. Is that what I'm doing? Yeah. I'm going to go into Golden Hour as my lid shade, which is like this beautiful coppery red color. It really goes well with the browns and the oranges and the yellows. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to take this brush. It's a it's an Alamar Cosmetics. There's no like brush name on it, but it's this one by Alamar Cosmetics. And I'm going to spritz my brush just because, I don't know, that always makes working with like glitter shades easier. So I'm going to do that. And I'm just going to go in with this. I'm going to build it. I'm not going to go all the way out with it, but I'm going to blend it into that blue that's in the, is it not picking up? Okay, well. Okay, I'm going to say this shade isn't as glidey as I thought it would be, like especially since I've like wet it and everything. Like it's pretty, but I don't know. I feel like for as many dips as I've done into it, it's not as like vibrant as a normal like glitter shimmer should be. So I'm going to wet my brush again and go in with that. I don't know if I like that color choice of mine very much. It looks a little too red, white, and blue for my taste. Which I guess, I mean, that's my fault. Okay, so I'm gonna add that same color to the other eye. And I will say, it is like always very like unfair, I feel, to like judge eyeshadow looks before they're completely done because, I mean, it takes like the whole shebang shaboom to get things looking right. So I mean, I still don't have like my lower lash line, anything like that put down. So I do think that's gonna make a huge difference. But I will say I don't think I'm a huge fan of this Golden Hour shade. It's very hard. Usually, like I know with my ColourPop shadows, or my one ColourPop eyeshadow palette, which I mean I'm not saying this isn't pretty because I do think this is really pretty. I just think that like more so than not, especially if you're wetting your brush, it should be a little bit easier to apply, not so tuggy, and also like just a little more metallic. Like I feel like this isn't as metallic as it could be. Okay, now that I have that, I don't know if I'm a huge fan of that, but we'll see. I'm actually going to dip into another color. I'm going to go into Grand Canyon, which is like basically the same color as its shimmer, but it just has no shimmer to it. So I'm going to use that and kind of use that shade to blend that into like the other colors that I have laid down. Okay, I already am going to have to add more of this shimmer shade. It's already kind of starting to lose itself. A part of me is kind of wanting to dip into this golden sarin. Maybe I should do that. Maybe I should put that on top of this golden shower shade. I don't really, this golden shower shade's a little difficult to work with. It's not my favorite. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dip into Serengeti, which is like a gold shimmer. And I'm going to kind of mix that in with that golden hour red shimmer. Like, it's just, I don't know, even with it wet, like, it's very hard to pick up on my brush, you know? I don't think that this doesn't seem to have much, like, base pigment to it. This one seems to have more so just, like, almost like a clear base, just with, like, a bunch of gold shimmer on top. That's kind of what I'm getting, because now after, like, a few swipes, I'm still seeing that red pretty heavily underneath. But I do like how those kind of mix together. I think that actually looks pretty. I like that. I'm going to spritz my brush again and do the same thing. Okay, I definitely like that gold shade there. I really do, actually. Okay, so now I'm going to do my lower lash line. I'm going to take this little Luxie mini tapered brush. And I'm going to dip into, I'm going to kind of just mix up Daybreak and Horizon. I'm going to kind of just mix those and put them on the bottom. I will say, the mattes I really do like. Like, that blue is a little hard to blend, but I feel like that's probably just, like, because it's so deep. But, like, these two, like, this yellow and this orange, I love together. They look so pretty. Okay, and then I'm going to take this same little packer brush that I used for the blue to like pack it into my outer V. I'm going to use this and add that also to the lower lash line, but I'm not going to go as far in or outward as I did with that orange and that yellow. And I've always been a fan of like connecting the lower lash line to the upper lid, so I am doing that as well. I like that. That looks pretty. I think that looks pretty. Do you think that looks pretty? I think so. And then just to tie in the last color that I use, I'm going to take, this is another Alamar Cosmetics brush. It's like the little straight looking honky. There we go. And I'm going to dip into Fade, which is that brown shade. And I'm going to use that even further out than that blue. Like I want this to kind of, I don't know. I'm very so much like mimicking on the bottom what I did on the top, so you know I'm not even going to bring that in as much as I did that blue. Okay, and then I'm just going to take this same blue packer brush and I'm just going to make sure that everything in that outer V is blended in with each other. Okay, so now the last thing that I'm a little conflicted on is doing the inner corner just because like there's no light shade in here and I only really want to use this palette. So I think I'm just going to go into Sun, which is like the lightest gold in here. And I'm going to use that in my inner corner. And I'm going to use the same Alamar brush and I'm just going to use the like opposite side that I used earlier. Also, I'm like completely rubbing it off on my hand. And at first I'm not going to spray it, but we'll see if I need to eventually. Like the shimmers are very hard to pick up. You know what I mean? Like it's not, usually with shimmers, like they're almost kind of like slick, you know, but these are kind of, I don't know, these are like a little drier than what I'm used to. Yeah, this isn't super terribly pigmented. I might spray it, but I'm going to go ahead and just put this on this eye. And then go in and spray it a little bit. I don't know, like in the pan, it looks like such more of a yellow. I mean, it is yellow, but I don't know. In the pan, it looks a little just more intense. Yeah, I think wetting the shimmers in these palettes, or in this palette at least, really does help it. Because if I didn't, it would almost like not even be worth it. But I do think having to put in the wetting your brush, and then you do have to work with it a little bit. Like even after you wet your brush, it is still a little bit to apply. But I think even after, like, it's pretty. It is really pretty. Okay. So I'm happy with this. Also, I know my cheeks are very, very red. They kind of hurt. I'm going to go off camera, and I'm going to put on some eyeliner. I always use a nude eyeliner because my eyes are tiny, especially with like smokier looks. I'm going to use this. And then I'm going to apply my mascara. I'm going to apply my mascara, and I'm going to use the Milani, the violet one, lash primer. I'm going to use that. And then on top of it, I'm going to use the CoverGirl Exhibitionist mascara. So I'm going to go do that, and then I will be back to discuss my thoughts with you. Be right back. Hey guys, so I'm back and I'm done. I did my eyeliner and I did my mascara. Also, this outro is going to be incredibly short because my boyfriend is on his way home from work. I think he's going to be here like the next 3 to 5 minutes, and I get very embarrassed by him seeing me do this. So, my final thoughts on the palette. I thought the lighter mattes were gorgeous. The blue was a little difficult to blend, but I feel like that also could just be like a pigmentation thing. You know, a lot of like blues, violets are very hard to blend and like formulate easily enough, like to blend out super easily. But all the other matte shades, like the brown that I used was gorgeous. The yellow, the orange, beautiful. I loved them. Very easy to blend. The shimmers, I think, are my biggest hiccup with this. I just know that I have palettes that I don't even have to wet my brush to use the shimmers, and they're super foiled. And these just, even after like wetting my brush and going over it like multiple times, it just still doesn't really have the pigmentation that I would want out of a shimmer. But that being said, after building it up, I do really like the look that I came up with. So take with that what you will. If you're watching this video and you got it out of a Boxycharm, it's a good palette. Like, I really like it. I love the colors. I know some of the colors, like the super warm tones, we have already, but I just think it kind of reminds me of like the, which I've never even touched a Natasha Denona palette because I feel like I'm just not worthy. Also, my light's not on. I just realized that, but that's fine. We're just going to deal with it. Anyway, so I'll turn it on for right now. My bad. But anyway, it kind of reminds me of like the color story of the Natasha Denona like Safari palette or something. So there's that. I really like the look that I came out with. I really do. Would I go out and purchase this for full price? I don't know it off the top of my head, but I'll look it up when I'm editing and put it on the screen. I don't know the price off. Wait, no. Where's my card? My Boxycharm card. $35. So I would not pay $35 for this, but because I did get this and a bunch of other things for only $25, I do really like this, and I'm going to use this. So there's that. Yeah, that's all I really have to say. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next one. Don't forget to like and subscribe. That's something else I should say.